Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Random Bracket Battles. I am your host, Mr. Ron Clister. Thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you very much for joining me today, taking time out of your very well-earned Saturday, because damn sure I know I had a hard week this week, so this is my stress relief, this is my therapy, and I'm ready to go ahead and see which one is going to win today out of 8 random movies. No idea what they're going to be. One of them might even be Watchmen. No idea. Spoiler, if it is Watchmen, it's fucking winning. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into it. So Josh, my producer, my main man, can you please go ahead and give me match 1 of round 1? We got, ooh, okay. Get that out of the way. We got young long titles. Young Frankenstein versus The Man Who Knew Too Little. I heard about The Man Who Knew Too Little way before I heard about Hitchcock's The Man Who Knew Too Much. I still haven't watched it. Oh, no, I did. It's one with James Stewart. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about Bill Murray's 19-something, whatever, comedy of The Man Who Knew Too Little. Basically, the premise is, feel like it's like an acting gig. He feels like it's an acting class, and he goes into like this warehouse or this abandoned shop, whatever, shed. But really what's in there is like espionage of some sort of government secret, and he just gets caught up into it. And he thinks the entire movie, even to the end credits, when like these two Secret Service agents, or maybe FBI agents, government agents at least, go up to him, and then he's like giving them improv acting directions, and they are just, bless them, they're just going along with it. I've seen this movie once, but it definitely gave an impression on me. Enough to where, okay, I'm going to remember that. Bill Murray has a vast filmography. I am one of the very few who, I don't go out to look for Bill Murray movies. As I said last week, I'm a firm believer that Will Ferrell took the mantle of that for my generation of, this is the new funny guy. Of anything he's going to be in, it's going to be hilarious. Which kind of pisses me off, because when he's in shit like Stranger Than Fiction, you're thinking it's going to be a funny fucking movie, and then you watch it, and there's goddamn, not Helen Mirren, not Emma Frost. Emma Thompson there writing a damn book, and like, okay, where's the laughs at? Okay, he's a tax auditor. Okay, that's funny. This funny guy has a boring job. Where's the funny? And it never comes. If anything, put Jim Carrey in that role. It's 10 times better now. Because Jim Carrey can definitely do fucking drama. You saw it. That movie came out in 2006 or either 2008. In 2004, Carrey did Eternal Sunshine. He could fucking do it. I don't know. That movie pisses me off so much. But like I said, this movie I've only seen once. It left an impression on me, and I don't go back to go watch it, but I have a memory bank for it. I don't remember that much from it, but I remember I had some laughs and I had a good time. Now, Young Frankenstein. The first time I saw any of these clips. Now, kids who grew up with a TV that was bigger than this, where the caboose was like, oh, damn. And there were these commercials for like compilation CDs of like what we call now Gen Z playlists. Back then, if you wanted to have a bunch of songs on there, this is way before LimeWire. That's an old sentence. This is a bunch of like compilations on a disc, and it's like, here's like the best love tracks of the 80s or whatever. Well, they also did that for movies. And I remember this commercial kept coming up, and it was all these old movies. And one of them was this black and white, and it was this dude with like this frizzy hair and a really hot looking girl, and they were by a chimney, and this wall just kept rotating. I had no idea where that was from, but I remember, I'll never forget this. The last, the voiceover guide says, call this number now, 1-800, get yours free now. Like, his pitch is over. And the last clip they show is this monk character, and he's holding something, and he's looking out, not to the camera, not to anybody, it's just him in the foreground, and he's looking out into the distance, and he's going, I was going to make espresso. And for some reason, it just made me laugh every time I saw it. It wasn't until years later that I found out that that was Young Frankenstein. And then I watched it, loved it. Even then, I found out years later that that same gentleman, I just had his name. Oh, shit. Was Gene Wilder. Anything Gene Wilder's in, I'm in for. Even fucking Quick and the Dead. Why the shit Sam Raimi had to put his greasy paws all over that movie. There's a fucking good movie in there somewhere. I don't know why he had to make it. Like, really, when DiCaprio dies, people should have fucking cried for that. Oh, Jack Dawson ain't got shit on Gene Wilder's kid, played by DiCaprio, when the sheriff or whatever that town has to shoot his own son. That should have been a moment, and it fucking wasn't. Any goddamn ways. The first time I watched this movie, it was one of those rare things that I rushed to turn my... Well, it was one of those rare ones where I knew within 24 hours, this is going to be played again. And I told my dad, have you heard about this movie, Young Frankenstein? And he was like, yeah, he knew about it. The first thing he says to me is, yeah, somebody named Abby. I said, Abby Normal? So it's one of our movies that we just go back and forth. That, Big Lebowski, and Glorious Bastards, we just joke on back and forth. And I said, when's it going to come on next? He looked on TV Guide. He couldn't find it. And he just said, to hell with it. We're going to go to, I kid you not, it was called The Bookstore. I didn't give a shit about any pages in there because you can rent videos there. You can rent VHSs in there. And one of them, luckily, was Young Frankenstein. I don't know how he knew it. Maybe it was a gamble, but it was those dice were well served because I watched it 3 times at my Nana's house. And to this day, I love it so much. I feel like Blazing Saddles is a better movie, is funnier. But there's something that just keeps dragging me back to Young Frankenstein. Maybe because with Blazing Saddles, there's no predated lore there. Whereas Frankenstein, it's kind of a sequel. It is a sequel. It's a parody, for sure. But it also is a sequel to Frankenstein. And they name that numerous times. But, everybody in this does a fantastic job. I don't know why I'm still defending it. This is getting moved up. Make this quick and just put Young F. All right, that was an easy one for me. I was going, what the hell does that say? The man who knew to... I had to take me a second. Young Frankenstein, got it. Man who knew too little. Oh, shit, that's right. That fucking movie. That's how I feel about Bill Murray. Huh? Oh, yes. Much love to him. I guess. I heard he's an asshole, but... whatever. Hollywood. Every time I think about Bill Murray, I always think of him in Tootsie when he's telling people, right in the beginning, where he's telling people, going, wow, that was great. I want people to leave and going, who are you? Whatever the hell he says, he kills it in that movie. Anyways, Josh, let's go ahead and do match number 2. Justin Toner, my man, what's going on? Thank you very much for joining us today, man. I like the man who knew too little, but Young Frankenstein rules. Yeah, it rules all. It's not gonna, come on. One of the best monster movies ever made gets a parody sequel that's on a different genre, just as good. Come on, man. It's easy. Absolutely love the man who knew too little. It's great. I should give it a rewatch. I won't. I should. Just like I should stop eating cheeseburgers and cake for breakfast, and I should just eat, healthy shit. But who got time for that? Next match. We got to change this because this was not on my list because I never watched Mission Impossible 2. So I'm going to go and put my headphones in. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Change it to any other Mission Impossibles, but I have not seen Mission Impossible 2, so I cannot talk about it. I can't give it an honest review. I know John Woo does it. I know there's doves everywhere, and I heard it's like the least, it's the weakest one out of the bunch, but I can't give an honest one. So somebody go ahead and chat in of which Mission Impossible, and I'll do that against Live Free or Die Hard. While we're waiting, I'll go ahead and just start with Live Free or Die Hard. This was actually the first Die Hard I ever watched. I knew nothing about John McClane. I knew nothing about the Die Hard franchise. If you told me this was a part of the Die Hard franchise, I couldn't even tell you which one it was. That's how little I knew about this. That's how blind I was going into there. All right, Mission Impossible 3 versus Die Hard. Perfect. Let me go ahead and write that down so I don't. Mission Impossible 3. With that choice, I think I know which one I'm going to go with. If it was any other Mission Impossible, I would kind of be like, I don't really know. Well, who knows? Let's talk it out. Like I said, Live Free, Die Hard. This is the first Die Hard movie I ever watched. I thoroughly enjoyed it. This is when I was just noticing Justin Long in everything. When Jeepers Creepers came out, not when it came out. I remember when it was like the new release in Hollywood Video and Blockbuster and all that shit. My stepdad and my mom got it, and I forget what the hell it was. But that movie was over, the one I watched. I went out to the kitchen, and I had to pass the living room to get to the kitchen. And I remember just seeing like this figure on a roof with an axe on a cop car. And that's all I saw because I ran back to my room. I watched it later, and that was the first movie I was ever introduced to Justin Long. So I don't care what kind of filmography this actor has been in. To me, he can do no wrong because he was in that first one. And then he solidified it with Barbarian. And if you people out there have not seen Barbarian, do yourself a favor. Put down the fucking ho-hos and go watch that goddamn movie, okay? Okay, look here. I'm going to do what I do to my son. Look right here. Go do it. Got it? Okay, moving on. Around that same period, Accepted came out. Funny as hell. Waiting came out. One of my favorite comedies of all time. Is it problematic? Yeah, I don't give a shit. It's fucking hilarious. Dodgeball came out. He's a whip-ring fucking quivering pussy in that. But he's hilarious in it. So is everyone else. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Rick. I can't remember anything else he is. Damn, Morty. Eventually Live Free or Die Hard. And him being... Oh, I just watched this like last month, too. I can't remember his name either. But, you know, there's Bruce Willis. And granted, if you're someone like me and this was your first experience into it and not knowing it was part of a franchise, you don't really need to know it was part of a franchise. You get to Die Hard 2, and it's kind of picking up right after the first one. Not only literally, but like the feel of it, of just the dust hasn't even settled yet, and he's into another one. It's just, here we fucking go again. God damn it, Hollywood, you gotta just pump this out because the first one did so damn good. And then the third one, you have to know at least the first one because it's Hans's brother, played by, I'm gonna get there, Jeremy Irons. Simon Says. That's a great fucking movie. So when it comes to this one, he's got no there's no mention of any ties into any other thing. The one thing he says to Justin Long's character is, you want to know when you do a good job? You get a pat on the back and you say, attaboy, now get back out there. As if that everything he's done in the past 3 movies was dog shit, nothing, it didn't matter. Okay, fine. But for someone who went into this blind, okay, I got it. He's a badass. He's been through some shit. He's getting no respect. Dangerfield, hashtag. Here we go. And all right, I get it. I'm in. The action scenes are really damn good. But the standout to this movie is Timothy Olyphant, another actor around that time I just kept seeing everywhere. Go fuck yourself if you don't agree with me, but Hitman is a huge guilty pleasure movie of mine. I know it's a bad movie. I know it is. There's just something about it that just keeps me dragging back to it. And it's him. It's his charm. Every movie, Scream 2 was another one. Every movie that he was in, I'm just fucking drawn to him. So being him as a villain, I don't think I ever saw that before. And he kills it. He's perfect for a cybernetic cybernetic, a cyber hacker or whatever. Instead of being a terrorist with guns, I'm just going to take out everything and just do what's Justin Long's character refers to as is a fire sale. You take out communications, you take out the stocks and all that money, and then you just watch everything collapse. Apparently, Timothy Olyphant's character told his agency all about this after 9/11 of like, this is what you need to do because you guys, this terrorist attack happened, kind of like Die Hard, where here's a physical terrorist attack. You did all the right measures to be damn sure this will never happen again. They're gonna fucking find holes. Do you know how, okay, besides the fucking obvious of how people keep crossing the border, okay, better yet, forget about that. If you're locked in a prison and you try one way to get out and they catch you, you're gonna keep fucking trying to find a way to get out. Fear, or better yet, implementing fear, works the same way. We tried this, well, the lion is gonna try this other way to get that fucking rabbit. It's gonna keep trying a different thing to get what it wants. Timothy Olyphant said, here is the next thing that's gonna happen because computers are rising. And what they said is, you're crazy, it's never gonna happen. Guaranteed 9/11 happened the same way too. In fact, because of a lot of documentaries, it did. That's neither here nor there. It was brilliant of how everything was kind of played out. And what I personally love, one of the best scenes is when that nerdy guy that I was so glad got shot. You all know who I'm talking about. That fucking nerd. You know what I mean? Like, just got in my face. He puts together that president from Bush all the way back until as far as you can, which I think was Roosevelt, Teddy. This speech of like given to all the presidents of America, your time is up. If I want to do something, I'm going to do something. Here's your fear. And what John McClane has to do in order to just get past this guy's bullshit, because he is back from the old school era of just being there physically and taking care of business, and he can still do that. Luck is on his side, but luck has always been on his side through this character's journey. The way he takes out, in his words, that Asian bitch, that damn hamster, that one guy. And finally, when he gets to Timothy Olyphant, he kills him by saying, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker," shoots himself and kills Timothy Olyphant. It's fantastic. Now, if they would have said Mission Impossible 1, this would have been very close. With Mission Impossible 3, this is a slam dunk. That is one of the best Mission Impossible movies out there. Dead Reckoning was good. It wasn't Mission Impossible 3. Mission Impossible 3 is going up. I don't even have to defend it. For me, I don't have to talk about it right now. It was J.J. Abrams, Tom Cruise. That's all I'm giving you. That's moving on. I'll put MI3. Whew. Justin Tutter says Mission Impossible is solid, better than Live Free or Die Hard. I mean, to the... Can't say that. Fuck it. To the smart person, yeah. But there is a lot... Opinions are subjective, and subjectively, other people's opinions are just wrong. That they think Live Free, Die Hard is better than Mission Impossible. It's just not. If it was the best Mission Impossible versus the best Die Hard, that would be a close one. Probably going to be fucking Die Hard, though. But with this one, yeah, it's good. It's really good. And, by the way, when I'm talking about Live Free, Die Hard, I am talking about the director's cut, the extended version. It's way better. I enjoyed Live Free, Die Hard, but Mission Impossible 3 was incredible. J.J. Abrams always does a great job restarting franchises. That was definitely on my mind, and I will get to that. Let's go ahead with match number 3 for round 1, please. PSH played one of my favorite villains of all time in Mission Impossible 3. Philip Seymour Hoffman. He was a Bond villain. He's a Bond villain in a Tom Cruise movie. I mean, basically, that's what it is. It's a Beach Boy Bond. That's what Mission Impossible is. Those damn Canadians cross. They're coming over here, fucking taking up all the snow and ice skates. All right, we got. Oh, dude, this is really it. I'll put 2 versus. I'll put Terry 2. Y'all are just giving me slam dunks. It's fucking Terrifier 2. There's so much bullshit in It Chapter 2. It's a 3-hour fucking movie, and you can't explain any goddamn thing in this? What the fuck is the point with that goddamn kid who's gonna follow James McAvoy around? You can't explain to it? No, we don't have time for it. It's a 3-hour fucking movie, and you can't explain to it? Nope. How about that girl who followed Pennywise under the goddamn bleachers there, and he just eats her? Who the hell was that? We don't have time to explain it. It's a 3-hour fucking movie. You don't have time to explain for all. So Ben, this fat little chubby dude, no offense to the actor who did it in the first It, he fucking crushed it. But you're telling me you might as well make him fucking black. Why the shit is he going to be 7 feet tall? I know in the book because I read it twice and I listened to the audiobook once. He was in high school and his high school coach, gym teacher, just kept giving him shit to where he's just like, fuck you, dickhead. I'm taking control of my life. I'm sick of being bullied. And this is, with what Pennywise can do, the H that Henry carved into him was gone. Just Stephen King bullshit. Moving on. He worked his body to basically be the next best thing from Captain America, the way he saw fit. So why the fuck John Ritter played him in the 1990 version? Who gives a fuck? He's successful, but he's fit. He's just he's that Mario Boulder. But why the fuck make him so fucking tall? I don't get it. You gonna explain that? No, we don't have time for it. It's a 3-hour movie. The biggest problem from 1990 was you brought some things that are in a book, much like Fuck You Borderlands, the movie, much like it's in a video game, will not transfer correctly into film. That's why you must change shit in order for it to be fucking good. Just like, honey, if you're listening, please fucking mute. I'll give you 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. In Watchmen, they changed the fucking ending because the way they had in the book was ridiculous if they would have done that on film. The way they did it on film is way fucking better. So you're telling us, you're fucking cock teasing us through that incredible reboot in 2017. Incredible. Does Bill Skarsgård go a little bit above? Yeah. And to those people, I say, go fuck your mother, because when he's drooling, because he doesn't understand a swallow, because he's just salivating, and Georgie's just a dumb little kid, because what is he, fucking 50 months tops? His dumb ass gets eaten. Okay, fine. Pennywise knows what he's doing, because I'm getting off track. The way they ended in the book and everything, he's a giant fucking spider, and it looks ridiculous. And to me, much like a lot of kids thought, it was the CGI. It wasn't the story, it was the CGI. Then when we who love movies kept growing up and realized, oh no, that's just dumb the way you did it. Here comes the second one. Oh, they're rebooting it? Oh shit. What are they going to do? Okay, they're leaving off there. If you haven't read the book, when they're adults and when they're children, it's all intertwined. With the movies, they separate it to where obviously one's going to be the kids and two's going to be the adults, which I thought was brilliant. You do all that. You get to the second one. You get to 2 hours and 45 fucking minutes of just garbage, stupid bullshit. Hey, let's bring back the fun house, because that was the best part of the story. Fucking was it really? Or was it the great acting and fucking Bill Skarsgård? Not this bullshit goddamn haunted house crap that we didn't fucking need. Now let's give him 20 minutes? Not good enough. 45 minutes, because this is a 3-hour movie. We have time. But you don't have time to explain anything. Then you have to fucking... So then, yeah, you're going to bring the goddamn spider back. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But no, we did it different, because Pennywise is still there. So you can still see Skarsgård just on a spider... just on a spider body. So we're different, so we're all different. So we're better with it, huh? Yeah. I forgot how to drink. That's how furious I am with this fucking movie. How do you beat Pennywise? He eats us, so we're going to call him names and bully him, and now we won. That's the message, kids. If something scares you, just call it a dumbass. Call it Baldy. Say your head's too big. That's how you get rid of problems, and that's why America isn't number one anymore. Go fuck yourself, It Chapter 2. Fuck this movie. Terrifier 2 is an excellent film. Terrifier, All Hallows Eve was good. Terrifier, there really is no story there other than just look at this guy killing people, cutting a chick from her pussy all the way down to her head, just right in half. That's fantastic. Chopping a dude's head off, gutting it out, and making it into an own jack-o'-lantern, that's cool. But there really is no story there. It's kind of confusing at the end. Terrifier 2, way more questions than answers when you get to the end, but way more satisfying with the story. Now we have something to go on. Now there's a badass protagonist that you can go off of. Way fucking better than It Chapter 2. I gotta go get my pen because I threw it. Fuck It Chapter 2. Fuck It Chapter 2. Terry 2. Oh my god, fuck that movie. It makes no goddamn sense. So you're talking, we're going to fix the CGI on the spider, but we need to bring back Little Richie. Instead of, I don't know, what Peter Jackson did with camera perspective, force perspective, whatever the hell it's called, where they had the little hobbits actors like Elijah Wood and Sean Astin way back there, but you had Ian McKellen upstage to where it looks like, okay, little people, tall people, we got it. You're going to CGI stupid fucking CGI glasses on Finn Wolfhard? I'm sorry, y'all. That was 3 seconds of silence that no one will ever get back. But have pity on me, because that's 3 hours I'll never get back. Fuck you, It Chapter 2. Next, please. Oh, that's a good one. This is one I actually have to think about now. Iron Giant versus Toy Story 2. That's incredible. I got a joke. What's the difference between Woody from Toy Story and a priest? Huh? Woody goes limp when a child walks into the room. Anyways, the kid... You know who loves getting fisted? Sock puppets. The kids love that joke. I don't know which one to start with because they're both incredible. I have a 3-year-old. My wonderful, amazing, gorgeous, handsome son, Christian, loves the Toy Story franchise. And I'm so proud of that because I grew up with it. I was 4 years old when that first one came out, and he was 2 when he discovered Toy Story. And on a fucking loop. That's all he gave a shit about. So when his mother and I went out to go buy literally hundreds of dollars of animated movies just so we can stop watching Toy Story, out of all these, dumb asses like we picked up Toy Story 2 and 3, and that's all he gave a shit about. That, Moana, and Frozen 2. And now Bolt. Luckily, I go to work. I don't have to deal with that much. So, sorry, honey. But Toy Story 2, here's a sequel that no one thought was going to top the first one. 1995, Pixar's made. Pixar is realized and comes out with this first movie. 3 years later, here comes A Bug's Life. And punk-ass DreamWorks has to go, oh, there's one. Let's make an animation. Let's make it just about bugs. Fuck you, Pixar, and your dumbass roaches. We're going to make ants. with a Z because we're rah. They got their shit together by the time they made Prince of Egypt, but whatever. Actually, that came out the same year. That's a great fucking movie too. If you guys have not seen Prince of Egypt, go see that. Anyways, a year later, in 1999, because nothing came out in 2000. The next one they had was 2001, Monsters Inc. Here comes Toy Story 2, a movie that no one thought that it would work. But no one thought it was going to be as good, if not, to a lot of people, better than the first one. There's many of people who see Toy Story out of the trilogy, let alone out of the entire Pixar catalog, that Toy Story is the best. It's in many ways the Iron Man of Pixar. It started it all, and to a lot of people, they're out there, this is number one. And I totally understand that, and I totally respect it. Toy Story 2, I feel like, really fleshes out both Woody and Buzz, because that's really all everyone gets a shit about. More focused on Woody for sure, of the trials and tribulations he has to go through of just, who am I? I finally got home, but I know this has an expiration date with Andy. Where do I go when that day comes? Do I just, I mean, we all been through that of, is this working out with this person, whether it be a significant other, a parent, a friend, your job, whatever. Like, I know this, like the Oracle said, not Gloria Foster, the second Oracle they got, the second actress they got in Revolutions, everything that has a beginning has an end. That being said, do I want to make the choice? Do I want to take the power and decide when this is going to be over? Or do I get my heart broken like what Jesse's problem is? That is, of all Pixar, except for the 10 minutes of Up, Michael Giacchino's brilliant score of that. That's a fantastic score, by the way. You hear Up, and then when they're like getting into the shit with Christopher Plummer's character, it's the same notes, just with different instruments to make it seem threatening, but it's a different pitch too, but it's the same notes pattern. That dude's fucking brilliant. But when Jessie is going through, is telling her story, and you find out, this is why I want to go to Japan, Tokyo, I believe, and this museum, I'm not a toy. I don't want to be treated like a toy, because toys can be thrown away, whereas a relic, as Stinky Pete does maybe brainwash her a little bit, but it doesn't really take her that much convincing, because she's been trash. She knows what that breakup, she knows what that loss does. Her purpose, a toy's purpose, is to make a child's life happy. Hers was not to make this girl happy. Hers was to be with this girl forever. And it never even occurred to her that this little girl was going to grow up. Abby, I think her name was. I could be totally wrong. Not only just forget about me, but to leave me on the side of the road. Like, I didn't even get sold. I'm just in a park. That's how little she cared about me. I don't want this trash at the end of my road. I want it in this random ass park. And just the music and the score, I think it's a song. Actually, now that I think about it, goes so perfectly with that. And just the oh man, that's easily one of the most tear-jerking scenes of all of Pixar. The first 10 minutes of Up is definitely up there. No pun intended. And of course, ooh, that's a tough spot for me. When Marlin loses Coral and all of his eggs, and he sees little Nemo there, and he just, sorry y'all, I'm trying my best not to cry. Very touchy subject for me. Picks it up and sees the crack in the egg, and just goes, shh, it's okay. Little Nemo, and it doesn't work without Thomas Newman's score. But even if you didn't have that, especially with someone who's been through that, it's tough. We're not talking about that though. But what that just happened to me definitely happened to some people when Jessie got left behind, and that's what she's trying to tell Woody of. This is what's going to happen to you, dude. Not there's a gray area and everyone goes through different turmoils and different situations. No, this is what's going to happen to you. And I feel like Stinky Pete really latches onto that with that leech mindset of this is the way things are going to go. You're going to go to Tokyo. I don't give a shit if I got to reveal myself. I don't care if your arm comes off, because if you fix it once, he can fix you again. Not to say that Buzz gets put on the sideline, but he does more other than just a clear fish out of water. I don't know, I'm a fucking toy. There's more for him to do. And the opening scene to this, where it's a video game, but you don't know it's a video game, it's just Buzz. It's just Buzz going out there and battling Zurg, and then Zurg actually gets him. Rex is there. I can't jump and fire that quick. My arms are too little. Fucking Wallace Shawn, I love you so much. Inconceivable. This is a great movie. Iron Giant, though, not to steal ideas from the Top 10 show, but I always wanted to do something like that. And one of the lists that I always either wanted them to do or just see someone do or wanted to do for myself was a non-Disney animation list. So that means, and DreamWorks too. So no DreamWorks, no Disney of any kind, animation film. And for damn sure, Into the Spider-Verse was number one. Now with Across, it might be number two. Across might be number two, but Into is one. Iron Giant is going to make that list. This fucking movie, I went to go see this in theaters, and I'm so glad my father took me to go see this. When him and my mom divorced, all we did every Wednesday, he would pick me up, we would go to the restaurant, he would ask me fatherly questions. Any divorced dad wants to ask their kid of like, how was school? How was this? And just like any divorcee child gives him nothing. Just, yeah, sure, as I'm fucking fiddling with my spaghetti. Yeah, sure, it's good. And then we would go to the theater, and ironically, by not looking at each other, but looking at a screen in a dark room, that's how we bonded. And this is one of the movies where that bond and where my love for my father definitely comes in, because this fucking movie, it's a story about, instead of a dog, it's just a giant fucking robot. It takes place in the 50s, right when, you know, oh shit. Not the Cold War. What was it called? Maybe it was the Cold War. But the scare that a nuclear holocaust could happen again, because we dropped 2 bombs. And this movie definitely takes place sometimes in the 50s. So at the very least, 14, or at the very most, 14 years later, shit has been built. All it takes is a push of a button. We don't know what the hell is going to happen. This is way before satellites. Or like the technology that our amazing fucking military has, that we can stop that shit. We couldn't do anything. There's nothing we can do other than just retaliate, and then the world's going to explode. So who fucking wins? Which is why Watchmen is a great fucking movie. Toy Story 2 is a fantastic movie. The level of cheer and awe and the sadness and the laughs that I get from it, I still get it. It's still there. As when the quantity of it, that orange juice still has its great zest. You know what I mean? If I were to watch... Son of a bitch. If I were to watch... I'm looking at Jaws, and no, that movie still fucking does it for me. every goddamn time. If I were to watch Born Identity, and before, you know, Chris Cooper tells Matt Damon, you fucking idiot, you are Trisec? Whatever that company is, like, you are this, and like, oh shit, oh my god. You've already, once you watch it again, you know the whole story, so you're kind of just there for the ride. Toy Story is that for me, but I still enjoy the ride. Iron Giant always gets me. Whereas Jesse's, it is sad. It's not the third act, very hard to pull off, tearjerker, at the same time, perfect bow that you need to close this movie. That's why I'm giving the edge to Iron Giant. I will go in more depth of what I'm talking about, but people who have watched this know what I'm talking about. Iron Giant gets the edge. This was easily the hardest round here, and I'm 40 minutes into it. Great timing. That was a really tough one. Please, with the comments, I want to see if I was right or wrong. I'll just put IG. I wonder who played Hogarth, because I know Jennifer Aniston's in it. Michael McDonald? Is it? Chris McDonald. Shooter McGavin. Man, I gotta go with Iron Giant. Such a classic animation, so iconic. It is, man. It's, you know what? Put it up against any Pixar movie, Iron Giant still might take it. I'm not gonna go with the whole list. That's a long fucking list, but I can't think of one Pixar movie that would take the edge of that, because none of them pop out like Iron Giant. Toy Story 2 is awesome. Thank you for your statement. Vin Diesel really showed his... No. Because he said, I am Groot. So many times after that. Ain't it fucking sad that he's got to either say one line that we know what the line is going to be, or just mumble some shit, and then you can't tell if he's just if he's just having PTSD from, or if he's having flashbacks from Iron Giant, or if it's just, no, Ven, we're doing a Fast and Furious movie. Oh, Superman, family, fuck. How old am I? Still doing this dumb fucking shit? How is that a franchise? Hey, last game of the season. Can't hold anything back now. Last match of the round. Can't hold anything back now. Could go either way. It could go either one. Close call. Okay. This is the round that scares me, because when we get to this one, from how the past 7 have gone, when we get to the last 2, I have an understanding of where I need to go. It's more of what can I still talk about that I haven't already gassed out of my system, out of my mental capacity already. It's this round I'm worried about. And for these 8 movies, thank you guys so much for picking these. This is what's scaring me. So let's go ahead and do this. Whenever you guys are ready, go ahead and change that prompt, because we're going to go with Young Frankenstein and Mission Impossible 3. 2 very, very different movies. Like, immediately my head is going, I think I know which one I want to go with. And then I think of something from the other one. I'm going, no, that's it. And then I'm just keep going back and forth. Like, it's, what's a rabbit's foot? Putting on the Ritz. Do you have a wife or a girlfriend? Because I'm going to hurt her, and then I'm going to kill her. It's pronounced Frankenstein. You want me to fix that hump for you? What hump? Yes, Abby. Abby who? Abby normal. You put an abnormal brain? It's so stupid. So I love Madeline Kahn. Yes, Mrs. White from Clue. I love how Clue. I love that movie. I love Madeline Kahn so much. I love how she's the wife of Victor and just clearly doesn't give a shit about him. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something. This cannot legally be a sequel to 1931's Frankenstein. Do you know how? It's funny you didn't ask. Because in that movie, for whatever fucking reason, his name was always Victor von Frankenstein. And then when the movie came out, for some fucking dumb reason, I guess Universal's had their heads up their asses even back then, they changed it to Henry von Victor Stein. Victor Stein. Getting confused with Knight's Tale. Henry von Frankenstein. And then someone else is Victor. So the first time I watched Frankenstein, I'm going, I thought that was the monster. I thought that was the scientist. What the fuck are we doing here? Yeah, this cannot legitimately be a sequel to Frankenstein. I'm not saying that's what gives Mission Impossible 3 the edge. It's just interesting. I never thought of that. That movie is so damn quotable, and it's so good. And the fact that Gene Wilder nearly had 2 strokes, nearly broke a blood vessel, screaming at Mel Brooks saying, "You need put it on the Ritz in this movie. That needs to happen." To where Mel Brooks either just said, "Okay, I'm going to calm down. My friend really wants this," or just said, "Oh my God, get away from me, you dumb actor. If I just give you what you want, will you shut up?" Either way, I'm glad they did it because that is one of the most famous scenes in there. Slash, at the same time, not one of my favorite. I do find it a little, I hate the word cringe, but that is kind of what it is a little bit. I understand it's a very beloved scene. I just never got why it's there, but the fact that people say that's what makes it there, that's what that scene makes it lives forever in their psyche. That's what makes this indestructible in their movie mind. I love that. I love that you can say, because of this scene, this is why this movie is beloved. Because I love this movie, and I don't care why it makes what elements demands it to make it your number, whatever, at least high bar. We're there. We just went 2 different routes. We got to the same destination, which is why I love talking about movies. So when you're talking about film to people, don't be a fucking dick. Just say, "Hey, I like this movie. I like this movie too." All right, fucking A. We both ate sausage. How'd you make it? I broiled it. Well, I barbecued it. You need to get stabbed in the balls. Why the hell would you do that? Dude, we ate the same thing. Who gives a fuck? Anyways, I'm going to start out with Mission Impossible 3. Another film that I never watched. I did not know that, not that I didn't know this was a franchise, because obviously there's a 3. Fantastic Four, I didn't even see Fantastic 3 yet. Fucking Mission Impossible 3. I knew, obviously, okay, this is the 3rd one, but I didn't know anything about, damn it, Ethan Hunt, and I didn't know anything about, is it just called the Mission Impossible Force? I didn't know anything about like his team or just anything like that, which is interesting because you don't need to know anything about the other 2 films. You can forget the second one. The only good thing that came out of the second one that I've been told is "Take a Look Around" by Limp Bizkit, one of my favorite Limp Bizkit songs. And the fact that it's basically Top Gun if Top Gun was a spy, because he's on a motorcycle and he has wavy hair, and that's it. And apparently the scene where the knife comes yay close, yeah, they fucked that up, and it wasn't supposed to come that close. And Cruise was just, or the stuntman was basically like, "Yeah, I trust you." He was looking at the carnival ride going, "Okay, 3 bolts just came out, but this young lady wants to go on it, and well, I want my balls jingled, so we're going to go on this." And all right, cool, we lived. That's basically what Mission that's basically what it was. So my dad went to go take me to this. And it wasn't until years later that I realized anything J.J. Abrams puts his hands on to bring back a franchise, Mission Impossible, Star Trek, and then 6 years after that, Star Wars. Mission Impossible Force. Okay. MIF. God damn it. There you go. I need to watch that series again. It's so good. I need to give the second one. I have the collection right fucking there. And I even skipped past the second one because I heard it was dog shit. It's kind of like when you watch the Rocky franchise. You just skip 5. You don't need it. 1, 2, 3, 4, Rocky Balboa, moving on. Philip Seymour Hoffman is one of the, just like Justin said, is one of the best villains there. Is a Bond villain. I wish he was still alive. Because could you imagine Daniel Craig, going up against Philip Seymour Hoffman in a Bond movie? Either maybe in Spectre or in No Time to Die, or maybe a new one where Philip Seymour was still around and he was just a Bond villain for the next Daniel Craig to come around. Ooh, that would have been interesting. He is so fucking good in this. The way this movie opens up is towards the end where you see Tom Cruise and you see Philip Seymour Hoffman and this girl who's taped up in the mouth, and Tom is trying his best, has tears coming down his eyes of just, don't do it. Don't do it. Just please listen to me. I can get you what you want. What do you need? What do you need? I want the rabbit's foot. Where is it? I can't get you that. I don't know where it is. And really, it's all a test, because that's not really her. It's just a mask, just to make sure he knew you're telling the truth. But for more of me to do this bitch has to die, and I need you to make believe that it's your wife. Without the plane scene, you don't get that scene. Without the scene of, okay, where's the rabbit's foot? And everything, where Tom Cruise is now asking Philip Seymour, where's the rabbit's foot? Where's all that? You got a wife. You got a girlfriend. Because if you do, I'm going to find her. I'm going to hurt her. I'm going to kill her. And he opens up that cockpit door, or the cargo door, and puts that chair down where Philip is already tied to, and scares the shit. Like, watching that, I'm nowhere near a plane. I am safe on the ground, and even I'm scared. My butthole is just puckered the hell up, as if I just shoved a lot of gummy worms up there. Sour ones. That movie is so damn good. And the most interesting part, you don't even know what the hell a rabbit's foot is. I think it's got something to do with, there was like a viral warning on it, as if it was some kind of contagion or like a virus or something, but you don't really know. But the brilliant thing is, you don't need to know what it is. All it is, go get this MacGuffin, make sure he doesn't get this MacGuffin. There you go. And in order to get it, where he has to dress up like Philip Seymour and his voice changer isn't working. So for it felt like in the theaters, the longest time he's coughing, telling the guy or Seymour's character's bodyguards just to hold on, because he's just coughing so much. You're thinking, oh shit, the jig is up. All this work, the jig is up. Oh shit. And I believe this is the first one where Simon Pegg comes in. No, I'm wrong. No, for damn sure he's in Ghost Protocol, but very talented Billy Crump is in this. And anytime that man shows up, speaking of Watchmen, anytime that man shows up, I'm all there. I love Billy Crump. Go watch Spotlight. He plays an amazing lawyer. God damn, I love Billy Crump. He's so fucking good. Why the shit they had to change the dumbass dad from the Flash movie? Just kept him Billy Crump. I like that guy too from Office Space, and then eventually from the dad from The Conjuring. Forget what his fucking name is, but who gives a shit? Why change him? Billy Crump did a great job being Barry's dad. And I believe Lawrence Fishburne's in this too. But this is a fantastic action movie. If you were given the choice of Mission Impossible and Young Frankenstein, I'm going to go, okay, what am I getting out of both of these? I'm getting great action. I'm getting great pieces. I'm getting a lot of thrills. Whereas here, it's jokes after joke. It is the 70s version of Airplane, where it's just dumb joke after dumb joke. And you're just in the ride, and you don't care where it's going to go. You're just enjoying. It's not about the destination; it's the journey, and that's exactly what Young Frankenstein is. You don't really care how it's going to end, because even every time I've watched it, I always forget. Oh yeah, that is how it ends. Where Peter Berg? No, that's a director. Peter. Oh damn it! Raymond's father. Son of a bitch. He was in fucking Taxi Driver. They'll pop it up here eventually. Peter. Anyways, where the monster actually talks and he just goes, this man has shown me such compassion, and I'm, my brain finally kicked in. I poor thinged it now. Go see Poor Things. And I'm fine now. I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and live my life. And he has sex with that one girl, and basically it's the same thing as where Victor was Peter Boyle. God damn it. There you go. I was like, Peter Pimple? That's not it. Peter Zit? Shit! Anyways. Oh, man. This is a hard one because neither one of these movies are like my top of the top. But damn, they're up there. I gotta move on. I'm gonna have to go with... Shit, man. I'm gonna have to go with Young Frankenstein. I remember, merely because I remember more scenes from that movie than I do from Mission Impossible. And the Mission Impossible, if you would give me the entire franchise, I would rather watch Ghost Protocol or Rogue Nation before I would get to Mission Impossible 3. But J.J. Abrams revitalizing this and doing a fantastic job with this is it's fantastic. And where it goes from here and where it goes from there is all due to JJ. If he didn't touch that at all, if another lesser director or anybody else would have directed that movie and gave it a shot, I don't think the franchise would be where it is now. Whereas Young Frankenstein, there is no franchise to it. It's just a silly movie, but everyone knows it. When you hear Gene Wilder, you think of one of two movies: Willy Wonka or this. So because of that, I have to go with Young Frankenstein. Oh, man, that was a tough one. My brain hurty, okay? Wow, Young Frankenstein is in the finals. Okay. That's right. It keeps... That's so stupid. Your hop moved. That's what I thought. Okay. Thank you, Tvshka. But I know he wasn't a big part of it like he was in the fourth one. But I was sure he was in it because, like, why bring him in to Star Trek and to The Force Awakens if your relationship didn't start out with, and it could have started out even before that, if your relationship didn't start out with revitalizing franchises with Mission Impossible. Here's the thing. I've been messing up this week because I was taking it every morning. I wake up very early. I'm talking anywhere between 1 to 3 o'clock in the morning to go do my job. I would take my Alpha Brain then, and then when I hit the weekend, I'm going, oh, wait, I'm not going to wake up just to take pills. So I tell you what, I'll change it to either 9 in the morning or noon. And because of that, I would forget every day. And the first time I took it since last weekend was carry the 2 today. And the shit ain't kicking in yet. So if you picked Mission Impossible or Young Frankenstein, we would have had words. Oh, I'm sure, Justin. I'm sure. I know you love those old movies for some reason. Maybe because you were made in the 70s. Maybe 80s. Ooh. It's my beer. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. Okay. This is another, like I said, this round is dog shit for everybody. No one wins. Alien versus Predator. Whoever wins, we lose. Terrifier 2 versus the Iron Giant. I know my beloved is listening. She better be. And we try to watch Terrifier, and because we have these lovely children, sometimes we don't finish fucking movies. This was one of them. It's a long movie. It's easily over 2.5 hours. This movie does exactly what I wanted Terrifier to be, which is a goddamn story. Does it leave you with more questions than answers by the end of it? Yes. It doesn't really answer anything. If anything, it just, because of the story, because it has to have a plot for it to be this goddamn long, it has to take you through all these loops to where, well, did we do a loop? Or did we do a ziggy-zag fucky and then just go straight out into hell? Because I have no idea where to go from here. That the dad prophesized this Valkyrie from his daughter and Art the Clown at the same time, and then at the end where he's kind of reborn again because of that girl from the first one, that apparently she was sane the entire time she was there, from the end of the first one to the end of the second one, basically, to basically give him birth, or just ahead, really, of Art, and now he's alive. So what is it? Is it whenever he dies, he has these apostles, these horror apostles that he can, in his eyes, to basically reincarnate him? I have no idea. I don't know where the father got this knowledge to write all this down. I don't get why the sword works against Art and can kill and can really hurt this thing. I don't even know why Art can live over being shot in the fucking head. Where did the little girl come from? Which, by the way, Lucy, baby girl, when you get a little bit older, you and Daddy are going to dress up like Art the Clown and that freaky Dakota Fanning terrifying little bitch. And fuck getting fake teeth. You're just going to smile for Daddy that entire time. It's a great... Dude, I love Terrifier so much that before Terrifier 2 was even a thought, maybe Damien Leone made a script for it. Angel had all these dolls when we moved to Syracuse, and she didn't know what to do with them. She went on Facebook. She found this one woman who does like off-branding dolls. Like instead of Chucky, she'll make you a Charles doll. Instead of Jason, she'll make you a Justin doll, where it's a ceramic, doll, and she'll just make it up. So Angel said, instead of her paying me, she's just gonna make us two of them. She made her and like an off-colored Sally doll from Nightmare Before Christmas. And then she asked me, what do you want? First thing that came to my mind was, can she do a werewolf one? After about 8 hours, the woman got back to her and said, this is kind of too difficult. It's not, I can give you what you want, but it's not going to give you any satisfaction. Do you have anything else? Without missing a beat, Art the Clown. All right, fine. Art the Clown. Let's go ahead and go with that. And what I got, it's somewhere in storage, because there's just nowhere to put it to where it's going to be out of the kids' reach, because I really don't want that thing to break. But I am so proud of that thing. I'm so proud that I said, please give me Art the Clown, because she did not only just a fantastic job, but that is one of our generation's horror icons. That is our Freddy. Now I got Jeepers, I got Mary Shaw, I got Annabelle, I got I got Jigsaw, I got Art. I don't know why these characters aren't as big as Michael, Freddy, Jason, just because those three assholes were the first ones to do it, and they have all these shitty sequels. What? They're number ones? Dude, Art is just as good. Does he have a compelling story behind him? No, but neither does fucking Leatherface. All those goddamn movies, except for 3 of them, and I'm being generous on 3 of them, are good. So, what? He's an icon too? Why? His movies suck. Out of all of his movies, his percentage is like The Creeper. He's a 50% good and bad. The first 2 are good. The last 2 can die in a ditch. Dan Marino should get gonorrhea and die in hell. That's how I feel. I really hope, because I saw some pictures from Terrifier 3 with the Santa Claus hat, so obviously it's going to be themed for that, and hopefully we'll get it either this Christmas. If I gotta wait till next Christmas, fine. It's going to be here forever. I can't wait for it. This second one really... The kills in this are just as creative and just as fucked up. Dude, I was really high when I first watched that. And when he goes up and the most brutal kill where he tortures that girl doesn't even die. And the people who've watched this movie know which one I'm talking about, where he goes up and she just throws a candy at him. He breaks into the patio. He gets a glass of water and he's just like, oh shit, I get to have a break. All right, I know the dumb bitch is standing there. All right. And action. There you are. He takes his scissors, he takes his scalpel, runs up to her. So let's count. Cuts her eye. Slashes right here. Then takes her over to the mirror. Scissor, scissor, scissor. Scalp her off. Throws her on the bed. Takes this arm, bends it back, bends it forward to where it's just, there goes that chicken bone. Turns her around. Takes the other hand and just goes from here and from here. Rips her fucking arm down the middle. Now she has no legs. Now she has no arms. Flips her again. Slice, slice, slice. Takes a big chunk of all this back flesh and goes away. Her phone's ringing because the main character is calling her now. Forget her damn name. And she's awesome, the actress who plays her. And you think it's done. Okay, he ran away. Nope, because here's some salt and some bleach, and he's just, let it snow, you fucking whore. All that bleach, all that salt, and he just mushes it right down into the wound, and you can just feel it. You can just feel it. He gets down to her and just rips her fucking face off. It's so brutal. But it's so brutal, it's hilarious. You know somebody would pass out by that point. When the arm was torn off, somebody would have passed out and they would have died from shock. But thank God for Damien Leone for just keeping it rolling. Because if you're gonna dance with the devil, you might as well lead. And if you're gonna dance with the devil on ice, on thin ice, well then, if you're gonna walk on ice, you might as well fucking run. If you're gonna dance, you might as well lead. You know what I mean? And he said, Art, you're going to be dancing, you're going to be leading, you're going to be smoking crack on that ice. Do everything you can. Go as far as you can go. Without Damien Leone, this character isn't brought all the way to life. His work ethic, his visuals of this character came out so brilliantly in every scene that Art is in. Especially the dream sequence where I'm just kind of like, please don't do a Freddy thing. And even that's kind of like, so the daughter can have premonitions of him too, and then maybe could hurt Art as well. I really don't get that either, but I don't care because I'm having fun because here's all I want to see is Art killing people, some supernatural stuff, couple laughs, some brutal kills again, and then to see where it goes, because if you're going to have a second one, Hollywood being Hollywood, you're going to have at least a third one. This being a horror icon, they just love cashing that out as much as they can. Go ask the Conjuring universe or the Saw universe. And not that I'm a best fan of how it ended, but I loved that there's potential for more, because it gives you no answers. Enough talking about that. Because I can go on and on of just like how much I love this movie, but it's going to be more repeat if I haven't already done that. Iron Giant. Like I said, a fantastic Chris McDonald. Anything he's in, he's a dick. Even the small scenes, the short amount of time he gets on Boardwalk Empire as that senator, who helps Nucky Thompson get Harding in as presidency, is fascinating. He's fantastic. Obviously, Shooter McGavin, the asshole in Flubber. Every time he plays a dick, he goes for it. He takes his Viagra and he says, "I'm going to be a hard dick." And there's no exception in this one either. As son of a bitch. We all know who the character is. Tall dude. Kemp Mason? Kemp? Morning Camp? Something like that. With Hogarth and everything. About a kid who is being taught. About a kid who is not really that liked. Or doesn't really look up to his peers, don't really look up to him, don't see him as an equal. And then here just comes this very interesting situation that he's been getting. Kent Mansley, damn it, thank you. That's a 5-pointer. This very interesting situation where it's, do I save a life or do I just run away because this has nothing to do with me? And he chooses to save the life. And because of that situation, the giant does the same thing at the end of the movie. Um, I apologize that I took so long to talk about Terrifier 2 because I got into 2 sentences of the Iron Giant and I know which one's going to win. If anything, it was a harder match with Toy Story. With this one, I'm going to watch Terrifier. I'm going to watch Terrifier, but the emotional impact that Iron Giant gives me is clearly the winner. So I'm sorry I just went, what, 20 minutes into that one film? But yeah, Terrifier is great, but Iron Giant's taking this, man. Iron Giant's going to the finals. Whew. Okay, I need a break. Please let the comments flow up. Never heard of Terrifier 2 today, but I would go Iron Giant for show. Dude, I got Terrifier 2. I will gladly just send you the damn link for the what's it called? The digital. Dude, it is fantastic. Tubi for damn sure has the first one. He's even a dick in real life. I guess that was a question of his acting. Maybe, yeah. Oh man, great matchup for the final. I'm glad you're not. I'm glad you're picking. Oh, okay. My brain is just fried right now. I thought you commented. I'm glad you're not picking me. I picked Justin. He's the winner of today's bracket. All right. Marker. Young Frankenstein versus Iron Giant. I can't tell you a thing that I haven't already said about Young Frankenstein, so I'm going to go ahead and start with Iron Giant. This movie is literally for everybody. It's for, because I saw it as a kid, that doesn't take away from the fact that just because I have a nostalgia for it doesn't mean that an adult can't watch this, whatever age that they are, for the first time and get something out of it. Everyone has known a dean, whether it be a failed artist, oh, you're really an artist, but really this is, I mean, very literally junk that you're just putting together. Just a cool hipster dude, a 50s hipster dude that's just trying to get by, that you would definitely want to hang out with. That's just as socially distant / awkward as Hogarth is with his peers. And I really found that interesting when I watched this, maybe 9 months ago, very, very recently. I put this on at least every 2 years. My son, the first time I watched it, this was the first movie where his butt never left the couch and his eyes never left the screen. And I was so proud of that. I had to go to sleep and I said, fuck that. I'm watching this with my son. And we had a great time watching it. Much like me and my dad went to go see this movie. So there's that factor with it. As I said in the beginning, unless Hogarth doesn't pull that switch to save Giant's life and everything he teaches the Giant of, you are who you choose to be. Hogarth just chose the right way because his mother raised him that way. And I like to think that, not that I like to, but I have a very strong feeling that the father passed away in the war, because if this is in the 50s, not long at like 50, 55, maybe 56, and Hogarth is maybe anywhere, at the very least, 8, at the most, I would say most 12, his dad had to have been in World War II. Meaning Hogarth probably never met his dad, and this is in the era. If this family existed today, it'd be a totally different story. Because you can tell by how that little town is. It would have been like, you can put a Walmart right there, the Target would go right there, the Starbucks would go over these people's family, over these people's house. It would be Mr. Fredrickson's house, Carl from Up, where here comes all these big buildings and stuff, and all they want to do is just buy this little farm town. That's That's what Hogarth's house looks like. But thank God that this does take place in the 50s, where the mom can't just have she busts her ass being a waitress to support herself and Hogarth and keep this house and keep the roof over their head. And that's why it's brilliant to have the rent room, and that's how Kent Mansley, thank you, Tvshka, can get in closer in order to suspect. Okay, you know about the giant. Where how can I get more information out of it? And it's a very brilliant case of, if someone cries, not wolf, but if someone cries, if someone says this is happening, the government is going to send somebody where it's going to be just their agenda. We're going to help, but it's going to be on our terms. So we're going to send this individual who can gather the best data possible, bring it back to us, and then we can deal with it how we can. And it's very interesting to think about. We dropped the bomb. We're scared that Russians will drop a bomb. So in order to protect our civilians, we have to, I'm not going to say the word control, but really tiptoeing close to that line of, we're going to gather this information and then we decide what to do with it. Because if this story went either way, and they found out that that machine can do the things that it does, eventually when he thinks that Hogarth is dead, and he gets so mad, he literally Super Saiyans himself back to his memory, and that dent goes away, and he just fucking all that shit comes out, and he just starts blowing shit up. And if he doesn't have that interaction with that deer, you can't touch it, it's dead. Guns kill people. And here's that big ass laser, and there's Hogarth. You choose who you are, who you choose to be. That is a great fucking lesson. I can feel my eyes watering up because he says in the beginning, that's home, that's town. I have to go home, right? And there, here comes Giant running down. No, I go, you stay. No following. It's a great plant for the Giant to go, oh, God. What are we doing, Colonel? What are we doing? Here comes Kent. Launch the missile! Boom! And there it fucking goes. And that general goes, the missile is heading towards a Giant. Where's a Giant, Mansley? What the hell are we going to do? We're going to die for our country. The hell of my country? I want to live. He gets in that car, and there's a Giant. The car just smashes, and it's just, yeah, we're all going to be in this together. And no one asks this creature to do the right thing. He chooses. He does exactly what Hogarth has taught him, what he has learned with humans. You are who you choose to be. So he says so he tells Hogarth, I gotta go. And Hogarth obviously doesn't want him to leave. And even us as the audience, don't do it. We know what needs to be done. Don't do it. I go, you stay, no following. And he hoists himself up, and he's right there with the missile in outer space. And you hear Hogarth again, you are who you choose to be. And he closes his eyes and he goes, Superman. And when I swear to God, when he said that, and my son was right there watching it, CJ was going, yeah! And then the bomb exploded, and he went, yeah! Like, he doesn't understand what a bomb is, but he knew something bad happened. A 3-year-old can figure out that was a bad thing. So if a 3-year-old can figure that out, somebody who's 50 or 60 can watch this movie the first time and have that same fucking reaction. Guaranteed. I know it hits me every time. I can't watch this movie without a box of tissues right there. And I'm sure a lot of you out there feel the same way. This film brings so much joy and so many different feelings to us as the viewers, because you are getting those hilarious animation comedy bits, and you're getting the good, we got over the man, and then here comes the third act of, oh shit, you almost killed Hogarth. I got to get you away from here. Get out of here. Because Hogarth has that toy gun, and he thinks Oh shit, that's a gun. He starts to remember. What I'm trying to say is that today's winner is going to be 1998's Warner Brothers production of The Iron Giant. Vin Diesel's easily best role he's ever been. And that ain't fucking saying much. Yeah, this film does so much for me, and I still go back to it, and I still have the same feelings towards it as if I did when the first time I watched this. Young Frankenstein, I can watch again and again and again and again and again, but I'm only going to get that one flavor of comedy. Iron Giant, I'm getting it's a smoothie of many flavors, and I will go back to that rush. I'll go back to that joint and just keep ordering that shit again and again and again. Today's winner, ladies and gentlemen, is The Iron Giant. Whew. Thank you, guys. 3 years old knows the answers to life. There you go. Yeah. Thank you guys very much for this list. This was an amazing list today. I knew every time I come in here, I'm like, okay, these guys are going to pick incredible films. Which ones is it going to be? Because like sometimes you have no idea if it's going to be like a Zoolander versus Starsky and Hutch or the fucking Godfather versus, they can do it, The Godfather versus The Godfather 2, where it's just, okay, guys, we're going to be here. This is going to be an actual part 1 because that tier is going to take me a while, and I felt like a couple of these took that long. We're almost at an hour and a half. Hey, I'm still keeping it under an hour and a half, so that's good. But I want to thank everyone. Thank you very much for joining in and listening to this dipshit just talk about moves and what moves me. But please comment down below each round, each match. How would you rank this, and what would your number one come out to be? And as always, please, if you can, give $1 if you can a month to the Ruckus EV Patreon. There will be a link down in the comment section below for all that. Like and subscribe this. Give this channel a bunch of love. They're doing fantastic things over Ruckus Wrestling, over Bracket Bitches, and just everywhere you can find the Ruckus EV channel. So again, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time on another episode of Random Bracket Battles. See ya.